Hello. Yeah, welcome. So I'm just going to create a quick POC in order to solve one of the real-time challenge, which is based on Tomcat server along with AWS Cloud and application load balancer. And with the application load balancer, it has to deploy the solution with the path-based routing. So here is the services which I have just configured. I will quickly go over how it has all configured. So the agenda is to actually I have utilized the tools AWS Cloud, Tomcat Server, and application load balancer from the AWS. So let me just quickly go through the solution. So first of all, this is the VPC, Tomcat VPC I have just created. Then it was a requirement that application load balancer should be placed within the public subnet. So I created two public subnets actually, public subnet 0, public subnet 00. This is the public subnet, and it needs two private subnet in which we will deploy Tomcat server. So this is private subnet 1, private subnet 2, and both are in different regions. Both are public as well. Both are in different regions. It has created. Also, I created route tables. So if you see, this is the public route table, and I associated two subnets. Uh, this is the public subnets I associated, and let's check the routes. So routes, the local itself is there, and then this is the internet gateway route, because we need to allow external traffic from to this VPC public subnet. So I created internet gateway and attached to the VPC and configure the route. Now let's go to the private routes. So this is the private route table, and this is the subnet associations. I associated both the public private subnet inside this, and this is the routes. Actually this shouldn't be here, but in order to install the application packages inside the server, I did allow this connection from here. I will remove that. Let's go to the security groups. So I created two security groups, public and private. Let's see public. So public security group has two rules: HTTP on port 80 and SSH on port 22 to access the web server. And on the outbound rule, on the outbound side, I allowed the access from to the private security group here, so it can go and connect to the private security group. Let me show you private security group. This is the private security group. It has inbound rule SSH on port 22 and all TCP on, I think it is on the allowed on public security group. '64, yes, public security group is the ingress rule so that it can establish the connectivity. Now let me quickly show the EC2 dashboard where I deployed two web server, Tomcat server 1, Tomcat server 2, and both the servers are inside the private subnet. It is taking time actually, it's too much slowing down. Yeah, see Tomcat server 01 and 02, both are in different region availability zone, and it has attached the actually security group attaches public. What if attached private security group? I think I was just oh, never mind. I will just quickly change and we'll see that. Let's first see how the application load balancer is created. Let me actually quickly show it has installed the Tomcat server and some sample application. So if you see, this is the port. See where the port has gone. Let's see this port first. If you see, I am accessing this port, then Tomcat's server page is opened, and I have this sample web application installed inside the Tomcat. So let's access this. This is the application. Now let's check the Tomcat server 2. '57. If you see here, there is a 57 and it has that is gone. It has application Game of Life installed. Let's check that. Yeah, we are able to access that. Now the requirement is we have to install configure the load balancer. So let me just quickly go to the load balancer. Where I had opened, yeah, here it is. So in order to configure the load balancer, I have created application load balancer, and let me quickly show first of all target groups how I created. So basically I need to set the path based routing. So I created two different target groups where I set two different path. So if you see, this is the first path, sample web app, and the target is selected the Tomcat server 1. If you see, uh, register target, see instance ID and the Tomcat server 1 healthy, and health check is path sample web app slash. This is the health check path. It will always check here. This is the configuration of path 1. Let's check the target group 2, which is Game of Life. see target 2, tomcat server 2, healthy, health check is healthy and port 80. Let's check health checks. So this is the path set on health check settings, game of life, and load balancer is also attached. So let's check the load balancer. This is the load balancer DNS through which we will access the application. Let me check the load balancer rules. So here if you see, I had main path, actually main, this is also another target group, main target group, where I set up the listener, default listener, and let's just go quickly inside the rules section. So this is the default path, and it goes to the target group. This is the target group default which I created, and both the targets are routed to this default one. Now the main thing is I have set two different tag path here. So first is the first application sample app. If it is find this path, it will forward the request to target group, this target group. This is the target group, and request will forward it to this target. Then the second one is game of life. Path is this, then it forwards to the game of life target group which we created. So this is how it works, and let's just quickly access the web application from the load balancer URL. So this is the load balancer URL. If we access here, the default page is opened, but we have to access the application, right? So what was the name of that application? Sample web app, and we already configured the path, so let's just access that application. See, the application is accessed using the path. Now let's just check the second one, the second path, game of life. See, game of life is accessed using the path. So this is the things I configured here, and the main thing, the rule I configured was here based on the health check path and target group. So that was just a quick POC solution of the quick POC for the application load balancer solution. Thank you.